This ballot was meant to reset Catalan politics. It was meant to be able to move things forward, I suppose. Mariano Rajoy suggesting this at the height of the crisis. But now it seems we're, in some senses, back to square one. How is this parliament going to function?
We are essentially back at square one. If you look at the result, just to recap, the pro-independence party has actually managed to cling on to the did lose votes and seats, but at the end of the day, their mission was to keep control of the Catalan parliament, and they managed to do so. Now we know they're probably going to be back in power, and they're going to go back to this idea of independence. Again, it was also a night of just very conflicting ideas that make this a parliament that's really going to struggle to even function. We know the biggest force in the parliament, the single biggest force in the parliament, is going to be a pro-Spain party that's clearly very much against independence, very vocal about staying in power, and also a fierce critic of Puigdemont. So we're back to square one. The only reason why this election was called was to reset politics, and it really didn't do that. Instead, it's created a much, much bigger mess.
Maria, this is a personal blow to Mariano Rajoy. His bet didn't pay off. He lost a ton of seats, and Ciudadanos really took over where maybe some people think he should have gone. Where does this leave him in the PP?
Hey, Matt, this was just disaster night for Rajoy, a very, very bad night for Rajoy. Remember, he was criticized for calling this election so early. You know, a lot of people within his party thought it's a very early election. The pro-independence movement still carries a lot of momentum. You should do it later on in the year. Now, Rajoy decided to go for an early one, and it completely backfired on him. The reality is that the people of Catalonia have completely rejected him and his party. The PP came out yesterday. It's a disaster for Rajoy. It's a very, very bad night for his party, which essentially has gone completely extinguished in Catalonia. The people here have sent a very clear message. We don't like you. We don't want you. And again, this highlights a very toxic relationship between the government in Madrid, led by the PP, and the people of Catalonia. It's very difficult to find a different way out to move forward when you get the very same political actors still in play and a relationship that's just incredibly toxic.
Yeah, interesting to ask questions about whether this would have been different if we had a Prime Minister in Madrid who hadn't been in the post for quite so long, with quite such the baggage that brings along. Now, Puigdemont, he is in self-imposed exile, isn't he, in Brussels. Comes out quite well from this, at least in terms of the voting picture. What now for him? What will he do now? Can he go back to Spain?
Right, so we're talking about a personal defeat for Rajoy. This was no doubt a personal victory for Puigdemont. Puigdemont's campaign was all about him. Let's get Puigdemont back to Catalonia. He remains the actual president of Catalonia. He should be back in the region. Now, personal victory for Puigdemont. A campaign, like I said, was just focused on him, left, right, and center. No policies. It was just the figure of Puigdemont. A great night for him. To be honest, at one point he was polling fourth. Yesterday, he pulled a spectacular result. He overtook his political rivals on the pro-independence front, and now he's saying I should be back, and he's definitely going to want to form a government. Now, the issue for Puigdemont is his legal situation. Remember, the investigation into sedition, rebellion, misuse of public funds, all of this is still going on, and we know the minute he gets arrested, or the minute he gets back in Spain, he's going to be arrested, no question. The legal situation still looks very difficult for him, but again, it's undeniable that the people of Catalonia still like him.